Stoic truths I wish I'd known in my 20s. At 50, a man looks back with serenity, not with regret, but with wisdom. He has lived, he has fallen, he has triumphed, and he has understood. If he could talk to his 20-year-old self, he wouldn't shout warnings or hurl reproaches. He would offer principles. He would give tools. He would speak to him as a Stoic would, straight to the soul, unadorned but with compassion. Because every mistake was part of the forging, every fall a lesson. In this video you will discover 20 Stoic truths you wish you knew in your 20s. Truths that aren't easy but they are powerful. Truths that can change the way you see life, your relationships, your purpose. If you're ready to listen with an open heart, subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and tell us in the comments which of these truths resonates most with you today. 1. Nobody owes you anything. At 20, many expect the world to hand them opportunities simply for existing, but the Stoic knows that life grants no privileges. Everything is earned through virtue and perseverance. Disappointment comes when expectations are unrealistic. Understanding that no one is obligated to help you frees you. You stop waiting and start acting. Every step you take on your own 2 feet strengthens your character. It's not coldness, it's maturity. Self-sufficiency isn't isolation, it's freedom. He who stops waiting for rewards begins to build them. Your time is your most valuable resource. While others waste their days on empty distractions, the wise man protects his time like a treasure. Seneca warned, it's not that we have little time, but that we waste a lot of it. At 20, we believe the future is infinite, but every hour counts. Investing time in growth, in learning, in serving a greater purpose is a way of honoring life. Time well spent doesn't return, but it does leave lasting benefits. Don't squander your youth. Direct your attention like a laser beam. You can't control what happens, only your response. External chaos is inevitable, but your attitude is sovereign. Epictetus taught that between stimulus and reaction lies a choice, yours. In your 20s, we tend to blame our environment, our parents, our luck. But growth begins when you own your part. You can't stop the storm, but you can decide how to navigate it. Serenity isn't born from external control, but from internal mastery. True strength isn't imposed, it's trained in silence, responding with temperance when everything is burning around you. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Marcus Aurelius endured wars, illnesses, and betrayals, but he never allowed pain to define him. Physical or emotional pain is a part of life, but suffering, wallowing in the hurt, is a choice. In your 20s, it's easy to think life should be easy, but every challenge is a forging. The Stoic embraces pain as a teacher. He doesn't deny it, but he doesn't give up either. He learns from it, grows stronger, and moves forward. He who accepts pain with dignity becomes a firm rock. You are not your thoughts. The mind generates ideas, impulses, fears, but you are not those things. You are the observer. Thoughts will come and go like clouds. The problem is identifying with them. I'm no good at this. Everyone judges me. They are just passing voices. In our 20s, many fall prey to negative self-talk. Stoicism invites you to step back. Observe without judgment. Don't believe everything you think. Train your mind like a wild horse, with patience, firmness, and direction. This way, you regain control. 6. Surround yourself with people who lift your soul. Seneca said we should choose friends as mirrors that reflect virtue. Company influences us more than we realize. In our 20s, we strive to fit in, to be liked, to belong. But if your environment doesn't inspire you to be better, it's holding you back. The Stoic doesn't seek quantity, but quality. He prefers dignified solitude to empty company. Virtuous friendships are those that confront you with love, that celebrate your growth, that remind you of who you are. Tend your circle like a garden. Uproot the toxic, cultivate the noble. 7. Learn to be alone without feeling lonely. Solitude isn't lack, it's space. Space to think, to grow, to find yourself. In their 20s, many fear being alone because they don't know how to live with themselves. But the Stoic sees solitude as an ally. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his diary to dialogue with his soul. In silence, one discovers the essential. You don't need constant validation or superficial company. Learn to enjoy your own presence. Those who are self-sufficient don't give in to need, but choose freely. You can have applause, money, and status, and still feel empty. In your 20s, it's easy to chase goals others have imposed, titles, likes, possessions. But if there's no internal coherence, all achievement is hollow. Stoicism teaches that true success is living in harmony with reason and virtue, being true to your principles. Peace of mind isn't bought, it's built through righteous decisions. The world may celebrate your victory, but only you know if you're at peace. 9. Discipline is freedom. Although it may sound contradictory, those who discipline themselves are freer. In their 20s, freedom is confused with doing whatever you want all the time, but that leads to enslavement by impulses. True freedom comes from self-control, eating well, sleeping on time, keeping promises. These are acts of sovereignty. The Stoic trains their character like a warrior trains their sword. It's not about rigidity, but about inner strength. With discipline, you choose your life. Without it, life drags you down. Every day is a unique opportunity. Youth seems eternal, but time stands still. In your 20s, you put everything off. True love, important projects, self-care. I'll do it tomorrow, you say. But tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Marcus Aurelius reminded you, act as if each day were your last. Not from fear, but from fulfillment. Each dawn brings the opportunity to live with intention, to sow with purpose. The present is a gift that never returns. Seize it with Stoic courage. 11. No one is going to rescue you. Believing that someone will come to save you only prolongs the suffering. True freedom begins when you understand that you are in charge of your life. It's not bitterness, it's power. Marcus Aurelius knew this. There is no way outside the soul, and when someone accepts their inner sovereignty, they no longer wait for miracles, they create them. To stop waiting is to start acting. Strength is born when you recognize yourself as the architect of your destiny. Every step you take from this understanding is an act of power. No one has to come to your aid. You can be enough. You can be steadfast. Life owes you nothing, but you can build everything. 12. Discipline beats motivation. Waiting to feel like it is the slowest path. Motivation is volatile, but discipline is a firm resolve. The Stoics knew this. Doing the right thing, even when you don't feel like it, is the true training of character. Because every day you choose to do your duty instead of giving in to whim, you strengthen your soul. You don't need to feel inspired to act. You need to act to become stronger. Willpower is forged through repetition, not emotion. Do what you have to do, and the desire will follow. As Seneca would say, live as if every act counts, because it does. And in the end, only those who persevere advance. 13. Not all friends are forever. Some bonds expire, and that's okay. It's not about betrayal, but about evolution. As Epictetus said, don't cling to what doesn't depend on you. People change, you change, and sometimes the path forks. Accepting this calmly is maturity. You don't need to keep everything to have courage. Learning to let go is also wisdom. True friendship stands the test of time. The one that dissolves has served its purpose. Embrace what was, be grateful, and move on without resentment. Each goodbye is also an open door to new connections, more aligned with who you are today. Peace comes when you no longer force what must flow. 14. Being rejected is part of the journey. Rejection isn't a sentence, it's a redirection. Not everyone will see your value, and that doesn't diminish it. The Stoics knew that externals don't define internals. Being told no doesn't mean you should stop. It means the path is refined. Every rejection brings you closer to what is truly yours. It's not about seeking approval, but about remaining steadfast in your purpose. The wise don't crumble at a closed door. They walk toward another with dignity. Perseverance without attachment is a virtue. Every time you continue after a rejection, you strengthen your mettle, and in the end, what is meant for you arrives. If you are generous, you will have more to give. If you are insecure, it will multiply your fears. That's why the Stoics didn't seek wealth but virtue, because they knew that a strong soul needs no adornment. Money is useful, yes, but it should never define you. It's a tool, not an end, and only those who know themselves can use it without being corrupted. Cultivate your character before your bank account, because without virtue, all abundance becomes a burden. True wealth is inner serenity. Nobody is thinking about you as much as you think. The human mind tends to exaggerate its importance, but the truth is, everyone is preoccupied with their own concerns. The Stoics knew this. Much of suffering comes from assumptions. Thinking every glance is a judgment only shackles you. When you understand that no one is holding a magnifying glass to your mistakes, you free yourself. You can live more authentically. Act from your center, not from the fear of what others will say. Freedom blossoms when you stop imagining other people's opinions. Live light. Most of the weight comes from thoughts that aren't real. 17. Time is your most valuable resource. You can recover money, health, even relationships, but time once given away doesn't come back. That's why the Stoics were so rigorous with their attention. Seneca said, "It's not that we have little time, but that we waste so much. Every minute is an investment. What are you investing in?" Those who live with intention transform their lives. Don't fill your schedule, fill your soul. Say no without guilt. Prioritize with courage. Your time is sacred. Use it as if your life depended on it, because it does. 18. Comparison is a prison. Looking to others as a measure only distances you from yourself. There will always be someone faster, more successful, more charismatic, but their path is not yours. The Stoics taught us to look inward. The only valid comparison is with yourself yesterday. Are you moving forward? Are you becoming wiser, more just, more courageous? That matters. The rest is noise. Constant comparison fuels envy and robs you of your peace. Remember, the success of others takes nothing away from you. On the contrary, it can inspire you, but only if you stop turning it into a threat. External events are neutral. It's your interpretation that gives them power. Were you insulted? You can remain calm. Did you fail? You can learn. Did you lose something? You can adapt. Freedom begins with this understanding. You are not a victim. You are responsible for your attitude. Every moment is an opportunity to respond wisely. Wise people don't have fewer problems. They have more clarity. You don't control the wind, but you can adjust the sails. That's the difference between suffering and growth. Self-esteem is not built with likes. External applause is fleeting. Today you're celebrated. Tomorrow you're forgotten. If you base your worth on digital approval, you'll be as fragile as a sandcastle. True self-esteem comes from adhering to your own principles. When you do the right thing, even when no one is watching. When you speak to yourself with respect. When now you know. These 20 truths aren't empty advice or fleeting motivational phrases. They're principles forged through experience, mistakes, and introspection. They're lessons that don't always come from books, but they do in life's tough times. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. It's not about avoiding pain, but about transforming it into inner power. Living with purpose, temperance, and self-mastery isn't easy, but it's the only path worth pursuing. If you're 20, you're still in time. If you're 40 or 60, you're still in time. It's never too late to live intentionally and become the author of your destiny. Let us know in the comments. Which truth resonated with you the most? Which one do you wish you'd heard sooner? And if this video helped you see life more clearly, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, give us a like and share this message with someone who needs it.